Welcome everybody to Book Hangout. That I know we've all been waiting for this very, very special edition with Dr. Ajao. If I start with Dr. Ajao today, I will spend the whole day talking about this man, this professor who has really impacted not only my life, but the life of so many people. I'm sure many of you also who are in my set in LAUTECH University of Technology will have had encounter with him in one way or the other. And I'm just so honored and excited to have him chat with me today, talk with me, and just share more like a fatherly mentorship kind of exchange this very hour. So welcome with me, Dr. Olajide Ajao. Welcome on board, sir. We're glad to have you, sir.
Thank you, Sean. It's a pleasure being with you.
I will do a little bit of an intro for people who don't know you, just so they can have a glimpse of who you are, and I'll also give a little bit of a connection of how myself and you kind of draw back from a very, very long time. Dr. Ajao is a professor, as I said, at LAUTECH University of Technology, specifically in the Department of Agricultural Economics. He actually is just the immediate past faculty dean. Just so you know, we're talking to somebody who we know very well and reputable in the institution and academia. He's a leading expert in fishery, which is what even like drove me to him a lot earlier when I knew him those early days. His interest is more in agriculture, technical efficiency. You will see a lot of his paper in poultry work, determinants of technical efficiency, which is what got me and him in touch, actually, because I was working on DA analysis for efficiency of farmers in Ogumosho rural areas, my project. And he happened to be my co-supervisor with Professor Fabi then, which is a long story which I'll come back to after. But he's just been a remarkable person along within the agricultural sphere, not only in LAUTECH, but in the nation as a whole. If you go to LAUTECH, people know him so much. I talk about him a lot. I know he did finish. We know that he did finish first in Ife before now moving to LAUTECH, where he worked till date. Currently, as I was chatting with him earlier, he's been involved a lot, which I will share some bits and pieces with us before the end of this session. But personally, as I said, Professor Fabi was my supervisor, which is a long story too. Well. But you inherited me, sir. I just want to appreciate you for that, for taking me through the journey, and here we are today, sir. But that's a bit I can say. But you want to maybe tell people too, maybe one or two things about yourself that people might just that maybe fun fact I just want to share as well before we go into some of the other questions, sir.
Sean, you actually said it all. Well, I remain Jide Ajao. I had all my degrees from Obafemi Awolowo University, and out of greed, I had to travel to Norway to study international fisheries management. Came back to Obafemi Awolowo University for my PhD, and I've been at LAUTECH ever since then. Recently I've stopped working on efficiency. I think I've moved into evaluation now. Evaluation of various interventions that we have in the country by USAID and some other donor agencies. So that's where my interest lies these days.
Wow.
It's quite interesting.
Very, very interesting. So that means you probably have been having a lot of partnership with United Nations, World Bank, and all of the good stuff.
Yeah, I hope to have more.
Wow, this is amazing. So we're right on track. Let's talk about which kind of transforms from your work in the grassroots now to the national evaluation space where you are now. If there's one thing you are finding to be consistent as a theme, and I'm asking this question just so we can maybe drive it down a little bit more too, in terms of the growth and the development of Nigeria specifically, but as I'm beginning to see, our stories are connected as Africa and as a nation. And I'm seeing that some of the things that we're finding to be issues in Nigeria also kind of have an overlap in other parts of Africa. So as a nation and as a continent, what are the critical factors you are seeing that is hindering our growth and development? What are the core factors you're identifying?
I'll say corruption, and corruption.
Wow.
Yeah. Corruption,
Wow.
corruption, and corruption.
And what do you think is responsible for that? What is so we talk about the causes, but I will now drill more about solution. What do you really think is the root cause for this?
Yeah, so much is responsible for it. I was at a gathering yesterday, and a senior friend was sharing his experience with me. That at his place of work, someone was asked by the staff to go and write a letter of resignation that the age that he is claiming is far older than that age. And the man, in an attempt to kind of prove the institution wrong, he provided a document. And guess what? The document reached 1960 something.
Wow.
And signed by from a Kogi state. And if you know very well, Kogi state came into existence in 1991. So
wow. Wow.
And we kept arguing. And I said, for issue of corruption, we have to look beyond individual because most civil servants don't feel secured about their future. You know, the old man probably felt that if he remains, I'm not speaking for them. I've never altered my age. I've never for once altered my age. But I think it's time we have to start looking at corruption from the social logical part. You know, if he remains at work, his salary is guaranteed. If it's not guaranteed, he has a union. He has a union that we fight for him,
support him.
But if retired, you know, he's not sure of when his gratuity will be paid. He's not sure of when he will be on pension. He's not sure of, you know, how regular the pension will be and stuff like that. So quite a lot of things responsible. So many of them felt like, okay, why don't I stay 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years more so that at least I can have my monthly salary.
Hence the falsification of the age, because we're beginning to look down at retirement and all the things involved and all the struggles, and that is forcing it. And so that means, so this is meaning that somebody that is even falsifying age is already impacted by corruption in the pension system there.
Oh, sure,
right?
Definitely.
And somebody affected in pension system is also affected by the fact that they are within the government cycle. There's something still not sorted out there. So there's this interconnection.
So, yeah, we all have a role to play, individual and even the government. So if government pays their gratuity on time and they enroll them on pension as early as possible, you know, many people will feel like going home after 55, 60. So rather
staying till forever, right? And this is what actually brings us to this book. I know you've read it, like The Power of Vision, which is this session we're having. Yes, yes.
I haven't read
it. Yeah, that's okay. No, that's fine. But I know that you did have. It's already in LAUTECH now, and students are having just a quick high level. It's not there's nothing too special about it. What we're just trying to say here is that to create a new reality, so a new nation, a new life or anything, which the last chapter actually is titled a note to emerging economies, specifically a note to Nigeria. But it started with individual transformation. Then we kind of see how we can create just a theory or a model for national transformation. Now, what we are just saying here specifically, which I wanted to speak on is, I think one of the places to start is to first have a foresight of what we're even trying to solve, or have a vision of our better state. Because as I forgot who actually made this quote. Is that trying to change, trying to get a different result by doing things the old way is almost insanity. So one of my thinking, and one of the things I was trying to put in here is could we first start by thinking better about our approach, or thinking better about a new feature? Let's take Singapore, for example, now, which we all know about. I don't know many people know about Lee Kuan Yew and how he started in the late 60s, and how they literally started from nothing, built a better nation, just by reaching to what they really know that it is truly them, right? Reaching to their core identity. So Singapore has to say, we are people that work hard. We are hardworking people. We can do this. So after they break away from Malaysia and all the old struggles, they literally started from nothing. Singapore picked themselves up. Now, so I began to realize that when we connect with our core identity, by really finding out who we truly are as a nation. So as an individual first, but if you expand that theory as a nation, maybe that will help us to not necessarily chase after things that we cannot really do, or fakeness in quote, but by connecting to the original us. Because the original us, as we know, is more than just colonialism. It's even more than the tribe and all this. It's about people that are hardworking and that can truly make great things happen. So I don't know, is it possible for us to actually first and foremost have a new Nigeria? That's even the first thing. Then if we're ever going to go for that, how do we start?
Yeah, I'm an incurable optimist.
I know that for you.
and I strongly believe very, very soon we're going to have a new Nigeria. Very, very soon. Very, very soon. The sky may probably look misty and cloudy now, but I'm sure the sun will soon start shining on us. First and foremost, we have lost our value system, and a concerted effort by every individual, the parents, the community, the opinion leaders. It's time we have to look and evaluate our value system. How do we bring back the lost value system? When I was growing up, in my primary school days, my dad is not that learned, but he will buy newspaper every day, Daily Times, Daily Sketch. So unfortunately, we don't have Daily Sketch anymore.
I know.
Yeah, I think Daily Times now. He will give me after school. He will just hand over the newspaper to me, and he will task me that I should start reading it out to him. That is how I developed the culture of reading. By the time I was in Form 1, Form 2, I started reading a lot of James Hadley Chase. By the time I was in Form 4, Form 5, I've started reading bestsellers.
So you're saying for some people that are recent our boy, they don't know these things. So maybe I try to say SS3, SS2.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I've started reading bestsellers. I read quite a lot of books written by Daniel Steele, Jackie Collins, Jacqueline Susan, Frederick Forsyth. I've forgotten this guy that wrote Cain and Abel. I think about 3 or 4 series. Barbara Bradford, the woman that wrote A Woman of Substance, and 2 or 3 other sequels too. I read all these books while I was in secondary school my secondary school days. But I discover nowadays the culture of reading is no longer there. We have lost that culture of reading to social media, playing games on a smartphone, a lot of irrelevant that takes our attention away from. Yeah, and that's why I was happy delivering your book to the faculty librarian, because I could see that book would definitely inspire and create goals that will accelerate their growth if they decide to read the book. Yeah, I'm sure it will definitely be a source of motivation, which is critical. This will definitely separate the underachiever and the most successful group of people. You know, motivation is very critical, and that's one thing that will separate people that will achieve in life and those that will not really be successful group of people. It could reset their opinions, their views, and their perspective about life issues at the same time. You know, when they lay their hands on it, and this book was written by a graduate of agricultural economics, a graduate like them. So, and I strongly believe it can erase the self-doubt and improve their self-belief, because those are little things that students of nowadays have lost to social media and the rest. So it's really a good book, even though I've not read it. But it's showing there.
The preview, and just to add as well, it became a bestseller both on Amazon here. So it's not just a Nigeria local book, but it's a book that is established internationally. We have readers from almost, I can't even count how many countries now, from Australia to New Zealand, India, US, in Canada, in Nigeria, South Africa.
How much is a copy?
A copy in Nigeria is 3,000 naira, but 3, the international version is the hard cover version that I have here in my hand here. This one is $28 USD. Okay. The paperback is 21, but we got a cheaper discount to get the Nigeria version available for the purpose of making sure that people read. But for the donations we are making, as I said, a group of friends just came to me and insisted that they would take care of funding the outreach that we're doing in Nigeria. So students in Nigeria, going back to what you said, it's free of charge for them to read. It's not costly for students, but any individual can buy at Roving Heights Bookshop, both in Lagos and in Abuja, and they can ship anywhere in Nigeria. But you can go online and you get it for 3,000 naira. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to get 5 copies.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Yes. I'll follow up with me on that. Yeah, because as you're saying, sir, I begin to see the erosion of our value and culture gradually. And I don't know, maybe it's because people like us are closer to you, because even with you, we're not serious like that. No, nothing special. But as I saw your attitude to work, your approach then to teaching and learning, and the excellence that you just demonstrate in how you handle your things, which many of us recognize then, right? And so when Professor Fabi was referring me to you, I knew that I had to fold up my sleeve to level up. And I think it's just some of these things that has been transferred over time from, for example, your dad, the way you grew learning, and people like us too emulating that, and following through. And this is where we actually, and this is just even the beginning for many of us, because we've never started at all, right? But I'm now beginning to see now, as we're saying, that with this new generation, which is more second to the last question before we ask the last question, is what do we now do in apart? We have set up the book where they don't want to read now, as you guys beginning to see, right? What are the other things that we can do to really engage young people in a culture of preparing for the future? And then just to add quickly, yesterday, and I wrote it in the book in chapter 14 about the changing culture of work. The pandemic forcing things to change, together with organizations to demanding more. So, for example, Google, Apple, IBM are not only demanding that they have required for. So, if they put a job post to say they need a analyst or something, they won't put degree, as it were, as a requirement for those job opportunities. It's been around for like 5 years now, but more so they are now. I read it yesterday on LinkedIn, and so we're getting to a place where it's not necessarily what your degree as a word that matters, but what can you really offer? And so how do we help young people to move away from this social media frenzy, get them to access books and content that are, because the real thing that will really help lives. So it's not really on this, it's not usually on the popular platform, right? It's not usually going to be on those mainstream. It's going to be people that go deeper to get the real stuff. So how in your final opinion, how do we engage this culture? How do we engage young people? People like us are preparing, to work with people like you to take over and to continue with the baton. And me now, I'm challenged because people behind us, we can't even see anything. I'm like, what is going on? So how do we bridge this gap in your depth of wisdom and your leadership experience in both in academia and in life? How do we begin to bridge this gap?
This is deep.
I
think it should start from every home. It should start from every home. We teachers, we have a role to play, but substantial role should be played by the parents right from childhood. Yeah, right from childhood. I know we have a lot of challenges. One of our major challenges now is when you look around you. In those days, the headmaster, the headmistress, the teachers in school, the pastors in churches are role model. You love seeing them in their tie, short knicker, well-ironed shirt. These are role model. But now, the problem now is people are getting worried about what can this certificate offer me? What can this certificate offer me? Why do I watched a movie, I think about 2-3 weeks ago, The Fisherman's Diary, about this girl child going to school, blah, blah, and stuff like that. The argument there again was those that are going to school are just wasting their time. Yeah, they are not the rich one among the society. That's the way the society looks at them. So, but nowadays, when you say a graduate, offered a salary that is less than 60,000 naira a month, that's an average of 2,000 naira per day. So that kind of a thing is really not motivating others to. Yeah, and that is why you have a lot of internet fraud around. But we should realize that life is dynamic. It's not all about your coming to school. It's also about training your mind to encounter some challenges that you may face in life. Not just that, okay, I have this certificate now, or this certificate, but if you have your mind trained, just look at yourself now. You study ag economics. And look at where you found yourself today. It's quite different from the background, but the ag economics provided the basic that you need to launch yourself. So I think it should start from every home. The parents should play their role in making sure that the value systems are very much upheld by their children. The teachers in school have a role to play as well. So it's tough. I must say.
It is a big work. It is a big work. But I'm hoping that this our conversation that we are having now will help a little bit to get the groundwork going. I'm also hoping that in the next future, because this platform, I'm just beginning to just even get my mind around it. I think we should have conversations like this more often. Going by, for example, your case, like myself and you, like the few I did with data at LAUTECH in agricultural economics that you taught me using Tobit regression analysis. And then with the software that we used then, I built on that. When I got, my parents literally saw the way I was doing with you. This boy is a bit serious. So let's, out of a family of 7, I was the first, literally everyone in the house donated money. Shall go to the UK because I was just adamant there. I have to travel. So I took the responsibility that if the family can sponsor me, I will work so hard, right? Not to disappoint them. And so I put everything I could, and getting there, just building up on exactly some of the things you taught me. With data, I began to use SAS. I began to use Starter as my software kit, and then just building on the same framework, I gathered the whole national data for Nigeria, and I still did my project on Nigeria actually. So instead of doing agricultural efficiency, I worked on economic efficiency in the UK as my project. again, building on some of the things that we learned. So I was trying to say the agricultural model is more, non all agricultural sector can perform more sustainably than the oil agricultural sector. So that was just my whole argument using the Kifula method and the stationarity to prove that over a long period of time. Anyway, so long and short, here we are now in my job here in Canada now, and primarily still doing similar to data. So what we are doing now is forensics using advanced data analytics to capture, fraudulent transactions, identify them, analyze them concretely, and then report those to high, government institutions. Pretty much some of the highest level of security clearance you can find here in Canada are people that, I'm privileged to be working with directly. But just drawing it back to some of the things you said, it goes back to being patient to learn, all of us having a heart to learn, and, playing the role of what can we contribute, what can we do, not cutting corners, which I'm beginning to build. I'm learning from some of the things you say, and knowing that it's possible. I think that part of self-esteem, or knowing that we can do it, and I think that's where we really need to be emphasizing with our young people. From what I'm seeing here, that it's possible. I'm not like, it's not even a magic, and that's why I'm really passionate about Nigeria, because I've kind of traveled around, right? I'm here now, and I can see that if I can do it, if I kind of come from that almost basic source and where we are today, anybody too in the same background that I have the ability to do that. So we are building this platform. I'll be calling you back, as time goes on for this exchange. I'll try my best to create the buzz and the awareness so that people can really know what it's about. But I'm as passionate about Nigeria as you are, that it is about to emerge, and there's hope for the future. And I want to encourage everybody to go get this book. So in LAUTECH now, if somebody say, I want to go read this book, how would they go about it to go get the book in LAUTECH?
Yeah, we have copies on the shelf at the faculty library.
Yes.
Yeah, copies are there.
So how would they'll reach out to the librarian there and then request for a copy, or is it just for the faculty student, or anybody from the university can
anybody from the
be able to borrow? So they'll just ask for the faculty library, faculty of agricultural, faculty of agriculture library, and then they'll reach out to the librarian there and request a copy.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. So that's it. You've had it. I'm sure you can hear now. Everybody in LAUTECH, go get copies. Of course, it's not your personal copy. It's to read and return. That's part of the plan, right? So read, get the knowledge you need. This book, I can't even say a lot. Like as I was saying about my journey, rather than me to be telling too much of my stories, I decided to isolate the concepts or the ideas that are fundamental and applicable across all sectors. Because I feel my story might become old school as time goes by, right? So why don't I write about the principles that will not change, right? About the principles and ideas and ideologies that are important. And it starts with knowing who you are, understanding that you have something to offer, you have an identity, knowing your core values and belief system, which are some of the things we spoke about today, of learning, of culture, of organic solidarity, which makes us in Nigeria and Africa really distinct. And then building on this towards a new future. And I documented the stories of many, many great accomplished people that we inspire and encourage you to become better version of yourself. So I hope that you read it. I hope that LAUTECH will be inspired as an institution. I hope both the faculty and the students will take advantage of this opportunity, and for the many things that we still have in the future. Your final words are of encouragement to me, to anybody that's listening today. What will you say on the final note?
Sheol, you are really making us proud.
Thank you, sir.
And I look forward to.
I'm coming upstairs now. I'm coming.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing many of your colleagues up there. This is our own evening time. We are leaving the stage, and we look forward to having people like you to take the baton. The world is moving. It's moving at a very fast pace that we may lack, but you guys have the energy too. So keep moving, and I hope to see you up there very soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I can't even express how excited I am for this opportunity to talk to you. I know there's still many more in store for us. I'm confident that we'll make the time. I know I'm extremely busy here with my two boys. Ontario has been under lockdown for almost over a month now, and I've been dealing with this my kids and my wife. It's just been upside down. It's been quite tough, but we are making it through. We are managing, and I know as well yourself with your work and in the evaluation world, it's pretty busy. But I'm hoping that we'll manage to squeeze out a few moments to just put back into the system and build up from there. So I'll be in touch with you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. Your video was not on throughout, so I don't know how people will be feeling. So I don't feel like I'm just only maybe somebody else I stuck in. If you want to just show it for a few seconds, I know. I wonder why you didn't put it up. I was wondering too. So they don't think that I went to manufacture Professor Ajao. So they can see your face real life.
Yes. I need to quickly put something on.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. I know they can confirm at least. They know your voice that I didn't manipulate it. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll be in touch with you soon, and we'll talk soon, sir. I appreciate you. Yes, bye, sir. Yes.
Yeah, bye.
Yep.
Bye. Bye.